of mass 80,000 kilogram. 80,000 kilogram. Moving in the same direction. With a velocity of 4 meters per second. After collision, car bounces. Car bounces means coming back. Car bounces with a velocity of 8 meters per second. So bouncing means minus, opposite side. 8 meters per second. What is the velocity of the truck? So you can copy down. This is a truck, here a car. Truck mass, a car of mass 1000 kilogram. So this is 1000 kilogram. Traveling at the speed of 32 meters per second. Dashes into the rear of the truck. Mass of the truck 80,000 kilogram. Moving in the same direction with a velocity of 4 meters per second. After collision, this car bounces with a velocity of 8 meters per second. So minus 8 meters per second. What is the velocity of the truck? We need to find out velocity of the truck. So before collision, 1000 into 32. Momentum of the car plus 80,000 into 4. Momentum of the truck. After collision, momentum of the car is 1000 into minus 8. It's bouncing. Plus momentum of the truck 80,000 into V. We have to find out this V. Okay. So your answer is, final answer will come 4.5. 4.5 meters per second. Okay. That you can check later. If you're not getting the answer, tell me. Next question. Is it over?
Yes.
Next question. A hunter has a machine gun. A hunter has a machine gun that can fire 50-gram bullets. That can fire 50-gram bullets with a velocity of 150 meters per second. With a velocity of 150 meters per second.
Sir, that can fire.
A hunter has a machine gun that can fire 50 gram.
Boy have doubt.
50-gram bullets with a velocity of 150 meters per second. A 60-kilogram tiger springs at him.
So with velocity of
150 meters per second. A 60-kilogram tiger springs at him with a velocity of 10 meters per second. How many bullets must the hunter fire at the tiger in order to stop him from the track?
Excuse me, sir. There are some boys in the waiting room.
No one in waiting room, 0.
They're messaging me saying they're in the waiting room again. Then I'll ask for more.
But they are not in waiting room. Tell them to type right password.
Okay.
Give them a correct password and ID. Okay, if it's new student, just give the password and ID. Tell them to join again. Now here,
Okay, she's
suppose here, see, this is a hunter as a machine gun. Here there is a tiger springs at him. Okay, a tiger springs at him. Mass of the tiger 60 kilogram and springs at him with a velocity of 10 meter per second. Question: how many bullets required? They did not ask a question. How many bullets required to kill the tiger? To kill one bullet enough. But question: how many bullets required to stop the tiger in the track? Otherwise, one bullet will kill the tiger, but still the tiger has momentum. That tiger will come and fall to this person. That person also will be thrown from there. So we have to keep firing continuously so that the momentum of the bullet should be equal to momentum of the tiger. Then it will fall there itself. It won't fall forward. This is a question. So n bullets he has to fire. Mass of each bullet, how much? 60 gram. 50 grams. So 50 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram. Into velocity of each bullet is 150. So if the momentum of the bullet is equal to momentum of the tiger, tiger will fall same place itself. Otherwise, tiger will come and fall onto him. So now we can write n into 50 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 150 is equal to 60 into 10. Now if you are calculating n, your answer will be 80 bullets. Solve it. You can check at home. Now no time, so I will give the numerical method and you check.
Sir, doesn't the recoil of the gun makes him fall?
What? What is that?
Doesn't the recoil of the gun makes the hunter fall?
For that, gun is designed. That's why gun is heavier.
Sir, 80 bullets, right?
80 bullets.
Okay, sir.
Next question. A machine gun. Now you will get the next problem I'm doing, you will get the answer. For a recoil of gun, how much force he has, that person has to exert some force onto the gun. Only if he is strong enough, he can go for hunting. If he cannot hold a gun, he will fall down. He cannot go for hunting. So that problem we can see next I'm giving. A machine gun of mass 10 kilogram. A machine gun of mass 10 kilogram. A machine gun of mass 10 kilogram fires 30 gram bullets, fires 30 gram bullets at the rate of 6 bullets per second. 6 bullets per second with the speed of 400 meter per second. With the speed of 400 meter per second. So this is kilogram meter per second. This is actually momentum, right? Look, a machine gun of mass 10 kilogram fires 30 gram bullets at the rate of 6 bullets per second. That means 6 per second. With a 400 meter per second, okay? 400 meter per second. What force in Newton, next line, what force in Newton is necessary to hold, what force in Newton is necessary to hold the gun in position, the gun in position. Necessary to hold the gun in position. So here, how much momentum change of the bullet in 1 second, that's called action. So same reaction he gets. So this person here has to exert same force, okay, so that this gun can be in position. So first let us calculate change in momentum of the bullet, okay, rate of change of, we can write rate of change of momentum of bullets. Rate of change means change in momentum in 1 second. This is action. That is 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 6 into 400 bullets into velocity of the bullet divided by 1 second. That answer will come 72 Newton. So if action is equal to 72 Newton, reaction also will be 72 Newton. Therefore, reaction is equal to 72 Newton minus. Therefore, the person has to exert plus 72 to hold the gun. The person has to exert 72 Newton to hold the gun in position. So using this data, first we calculated action, rate of change of momentum. Next question. A rocket with a lift mass. A rocket with a lift mass of 20,000 kilogram. 20,000 kilogram is blasted. Blasted means that exerting force down. Blasted upward with an acceleration of 5 meters per second squared. Calculate the initial thrust of the blast. Initial thrust of the blast. Calculate initial thrust of the blast. Here, one concept you have to develop. Look here. Suppose this is an object having a weight 100 Newton, for example. If we give exactly equal and opposite force 100 Newton, object can go either at rest or with a constant velocity. That means net force is 0. So here we can say this is R, reaction. This is mg. So R minus mg is equal to 0 or R is equal to mg. That means now net force acting on it 0. But if you expect this body to have an acceleration, there should be an additional force, that is ma should act in the upward direction. Is it clear? That means the reaction
Yes, sir.
required is mg, just if you are giving that mg, r can overcome the weight, plus ma, an additional force should come. So r and mg will be equal. This will provide additional acceleration.
Sir, what is R?
R is reaction.
Okay.
Clear? That means mg acting downward, equivalent opposite action should be given. Then this object will go with a constant velocity or at rest. That means this 20,000 kilogram body exert a force downward. That force is 20,000 into 10. That means around 200,000 Newton acting downward. If reaction, if you give same value, if reaction is same value, if you're giving, isn't it, 200,000, then what happened? Rocket will not go up. It will remain there only. So if you want to go it up, you can give a
Yes,
stick,
fine.
just push it. So how much force you are giving, with that it will gain an acceleration. Again, forces are equal. That will go with a constant velocity. So if you want this to continuously increase a constant velocity by blasting this one, you should give an additional force. That is ma. This is mg plus
100,000.
ma. This only will give acceleration. This part will use to overcome the weight. So here we can do the calculation. R is equal to mg plus ma, or R is equal to m into g plus a. M is equal to 20,000. G 10 plus a 5. So total 20,000 into 15. That means around 300. This is 300 will come, right? 300,000.
Yes, sir, 300.
Yes, sir.
1,000 Newton if you give. Out of this 20,000 Newton will 200,000 Newton will use to overcome the weight. Then additional 100,000 will use to gain an acceleration. That's the meaning of it. Clear? Copy it.
Yes, sir.
So if this part is not there, rocket will not move. They will be in same. It will keep blasting, but rocket will not go up. But ma, again, this much force if you are supplying, that will gain acceleration of 5 meters per second squared. Next question. Weight of the object in a lift. Next heading. Weight of the object in a elevator or lift. Lift or elevator, same thing.
Sir, your question or
No, this is the derivation part. Suppose there is a lift or elevator, and here there is a weighing machine, and you stand there on that. Actually, your weight is an action. Suppose your weight is 100 Newton, sorry, 1000 Newton, then spring balance will show, that balance will show 1000 Newton reaction. So reading of the machine is nothing but the action you are giving. So reaction only coming at us, reading of that machine. So here, your weight, say mg. Then how much reaction you are getting from the floor that is acting upward. This is reaction. This reaction you can clearly see from the reading of the weighing machine. That's why I told you, just in the left, keep a weighing machine down, you stand over there. So how much force you are exerting, same reaction floor will give to you. That reaction only that machine shows to you. So if it is here you can say R equal to mg because lift is at rest. Suppose if this lift a constant velocity, with a constant velocity, this time also, that's what actually when you're in the lift, at the time of start, you can see there is a, you feel downward you're going. After that, you feel comfortable, you're steady. So that is the constant velocity. Now, if you look at the reading will be stationary. I mean, same value, it won't change. You can see exactly your weight, similar to rest. Clear? So there also R is equal to mg when it is going with a constant velocity. The next is confusing now. When it is going with an acceleration, the speed of the lift keep on increasing. Then you feel you keep on going down because of inertia. You have the tendency to be there, but lift to keep on going up. So you keep on pressing onto the floor. So if the acceleration of the lift increasing, you can see the reading keep heavier and heavier. When an aeroplane is coming down and down, you feel you are lifted. That means coming down, okay, falling down, for example. While it's coming down, you feel lighter. And here, this is reaction. Reaction. Go to YouTube, you can see that it is there. I will send you the link.
Okay, sir.
In a travelogue,
Sir,
there is one person,
it was-
one channel, he went there because he is also under training there. That channel I will show you. So while this
Okay,
is
sir.
dropping down, you see all the people, they float up. But actually he is explaining in Malayalam. We can see only demo that speaks in Malayalam. I don't know
Okay,
whether
sir.
Hindi is there or not. I will check. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
this
sir.
is, this people are floating in aeroplane this time. Completely body. Next line. Put a note. Put a note and write. A freely falling body experiences weightlessness. A freely falling body experiences weightlessness. My camera
Yes,
is
sir,
not
we can
working.
see.
Sir, it's
we can
working.
Now it's okay, sir. We can see. So can you repeat the sentence again?
Oh. So here, the last statement, R is equal to mg minus ma.
Yes, it's
When
descending.
lift is falling down, mg minus ma, right? Then for a freely falling body, right? For a freely falling body, A is equal to g. Therefore, R is equal to 0. That means weighing machine will not show any reading. It will show 0 weight.
Sir, can you please say the last statement?
When a
freely
body
falling
is,
body?
for a freely falling body,
Yes, sir.
it experiences weightlessness. It experiences weightlessness. This is the reason an astronaut in a satellite, This is the reason an astronaut in a satellite experience weightlessness. Because satellite is actually a freely falling body. The technique you will study in gravitation chapter. That means if this is Earth, with the help of a rocket, we are taking the satellite to a large height and throwing it. So this satellite keep falling around the Earth. This is a method of satellite. So since it's a freely falling body, that person also experience weightlessness. Clear? Right.
Yes, sir.
Another thing I'll tell you, suppose there is a from the top floor. On the way looking at sea, you won't feel any weight spring.
So could you show the equation?
Falling body. Next heading, concurrent forces in equilibrium. Concurrent forces in equilibrium. CON, concurrent. Concurrent forces in equilibrium. Look here. If more than one force acting at a point is known as concurrent force. That means in a one point, 3-4 strings you are lifting, tying it. And one body is at the, say for example, parachute. A person is down and there are many strings, force acting through all the strings. So it's a concurrent force. But if it is in a plane, suppose this body, this force and this force acting here, result in here, this is called coplanar forces. Coplanar, same plane. Clear? If they are in the same line, we call collinear forces. So these terms you must know. Write down now, concurrent forces. When a number of concurrent forces, first of all, write what is concurrent force. The number of forces acting at one point. The number of forces acting at one point are called concurrent forces. Next para. A number of concurrent forces are said to be in equilibrium. A number of concurrent forces are said to be in equilibrium. If their resultant force is zero. If their resultant force is zero, that means F1 plus F2 plus ... Fn is equal to 0.
If
their resultant force is 0, or sigma Fi is equal to 0, I is equal to 1 to n.
Sir, what is sigma n?
Sigma means addition. Fi, keep on adding. That means I, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Fi we are giving this value, 2 we are giving this value, 3 we are giving this value, n we are giving n value. Sigma means addition. This is a mathematical method of expression.
Okay.
Like integration, another term. That's all. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Sir, Fi we have to write beside or down of sigma?
Fi suffix.
Okay.
This I value can go from 1 to n. Sigma means add. So instead of writing like this, you can write sigma I 1 to n Fi like that. Numerical based on this. A mass of 6 kilogram, is suspended. A mass of 6 kilogram is suspended by a rope of length 2 meter. A mass of 6 kilogram is suspended by a rope of length 2 meter from a ceiling. from a ceiling. A force of 50 Newton, in the horizontal direction is applied. At the midpoint of the rope as shown in figure.
Sir, force of 15 Newton.
A force of 50 Newton is applied in the horizontal direction at the midpoint of the rope as shown in figure. What is the angle of the rope? Making it equilibrium?
Sir, at the midpoint.
Of the rope. At the midpoint of the rope. As shown in figure. What is the angle of the rope making it equilibrium? What is the angle of the rope making it equilibrium? Look, suppose here this is a object suspended here. If I'm exerting a force here, for example, okay, like this, from the midpoint, if I'm exerting, upper portion will be tilted, then this portion which I'm holding will be down again, okay? It will be like this. If I'm exerting a force, it will be like this now. This portion you put dotted line because previous portion. This is dotted line you have to put, okay? Because I don't have dots here provision, just put dotted line there. And now this rope will be like this. Half portion will be like this and the remaining portion will be down like this. Because here we are exerting force of 50 Newton. 50 Newton. From in the figure 1, when you exert a force 50 Newton, that will become like figure 2. Okay, here you have to put dotted line. We have to find out this theta. Here also you can extend it with the dotted line. This angle also theta. This wire has a tension T, upward direction. Tension in this direction. This is the point O. Here downward forces, how much? 60 Newton, isn't it? Because 6 kilograms suspended here. 6 kilograms suspended, therefore that is 60 Newton acting downward.
Sir, how we got 60 Newton?
6 kilogram into 9.8, 6 into 10, 6 into mg.
Okay, sir.
Now at O, 3 forces acting, 50 Newton, 60 Newton and tension. We have to find out this angle theta. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, sir.
Now see, this is the way we are going to solve it. You have to choose the force or vector at an angle. See, 50 Newton is exactly horizontal. It has no other component. 60 Newton actually vertically down. It has no angles, no components. But tension is at an angle. It can have components. That means this tension we can resolve into 2 components. One component in this direction. In this direction. Another component in this direction. Okay. So this golden line I'm using for the answer, like this. So if this is t, what will be this component? T cos theta or t sin theta?
T sin theta.
Sin theta.
Adjacent side. This is adjacent side, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that will be t cos theta.
E cos theta, sir.
E cos theta, sir.
T sin theta will show you opposite side. This one, if you are transferring your receipt, that is t sin theta.
Sir,
Isn't it?
but vertical component should be T sin theta, right?
It's not vertical component, opposite side. That is sin theta.
Okay, sir.
Clear? Adjacent side is cos theta, opposite side is sin theta.
Sin theta.
It's not the way you have to learn horizontal and vertical. In normal cases, that comes like this, horizontal and vertical, but otherwise, you have to take opposite side and adjacent side. So this is adjacent side. Opposite side is again sin theta. Okay, so this is opposite side actually. This one. Triangular rule, if you want, you can transfer it. Parallelogram law, you can keep it here. So this is how much? T sin theta. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Now O is under equilibrium. So force is acting horizontally is T sin theta is equal to 50 Newton. And vertically, T cos theta is equal to 60 Newton. Divide, T will cancel. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta, that is 5 by 6. Then tan theta is, what is the formula 5 by 6? 0.83. Go to log table, find the value of theta. Then you can get it 39 degree, 48 minutes. Now no time to go to log table and all. You check it. If any difference in answer, you tell me. Okay. I did not check it. You have to check it and tell me if any difference. Examination, if this question come, same answer if you're writing. If you're wrong, I'm not responsible. Since we have no time, there's no time for checking now. You take minutes. Determine the tensions T1 and T2 shown in the figure. Determine the tensions of the wire T1 and T2 shown in figure. This is reference line. Okay, this light lines I'm marking dotted lines. This angle 60 degree. Find T1 and T2. There's a point O. This is O. This is a question. Now I'll give the answer. So here T1 is at an angle that we can resolve, isn't it? So if this is 60, what will be this angle?
30.
30. Now let us resolve T1. What will be this side? Vertical side, this side. This
14.
adjacent, right?
Yes, sir. Adjacent side.
T1 cos 30, adjacent side, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Opposite side will be this. This opposite side.
Yes, sir.
Opposite to theta, this will come. That is T1 sine 30, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we can equate. T1 sine 30 is equal to T2. T1 cos 30 is equal to 40 Newton. 40 is equal to T1 cos 30. Divide. Tan 30 is equal to T2 by 40. What is tan 30? 1 by root 3, right?
Yes.
Is equal to T2 by 40. T2 is equal to 40 by root 3. Now T2 substitute in this equation, first equation. T1 sine 30. T1 sine 30 is equal to T2 40 by root 3. T1 into sine 30 is half into 4 is equal to (40 by root 3). Then T is equal to (80 by root 3).
T1, right?
T1, right?
T1. Friction. Right on. It is an opposing force. Friction is an opposing force developed between. Friction is an opposing force developed between two solid layers in contact. Two solid layers in contact.
Sir, 2 or 2? It is an opposing force developed between
Two solid layers in contact when they are in impending motion, when they are in impending motion or relative motion. Relative motion means one moves over another. One moves over another. What is the meaning of it? Look here. Suppose if you're taking a surface, how much smooth surface? Even glass you are taking also, there are microscopic irregularities in it. When you're placing another object, however smooth, that also will have irregularities on its surface. We will never get 100% smooth object. So when you're placing one over another, some points only will come in contact. See, for example, if you keep your hand like this, you feel complete hand in contact. But we know inside many places it's not touching like that. So the place they come in contact, molecular forces will be strong because molecular forces are short range forces. If they are very close, like 10 to the power minus 10 meter or Armstrong unit, they attract strongly. If they are far apart, they do not interact at all. So here, molecules of this region and this region has no attraction at all. But molecules of this region in contact will come in strong attraction. So they form welded joints at that point. You have seen welding, like that welded joints will come here. If number of points in contact is reducing, then joints will become more stronger. Suppose instead of 4 points, only 2 points are in contact, then the joints will be double stronger. For example, this is a 100 Newton body. So here 25 Newton, here 25 Newton, here 25 Newton, here 25 Newton. So here a bond forms corresponding to that weight. But if only 2 points are touching here, then 50 Newton here, 50 Newton here. So when number of points reducing, bond become more stronger because that weight giving strong attachment. So this is the main reason which produces friction. Now I'll tell you what is friction. Now you are exerting here, say 1 Newton force. Now this object is said to be impending motion. Impending motion means it has a tendency to move because we already applied force. But that force is not sufficient enough to make the object move. So such state the body comes is known as impending motion. So at the time of impending motion, you see what happens. You exerted 1 Newton. Now we have to seek for the reason why this is not moving. So naturally we know there must be an equal and opposite force developing between these joints. Developing between these joints 1 Newton. That's why it's not moving. So now we can say this friction is called static friction. Static means stationary. Object is at rest. So when the object is under impending motion, when you are exerting an applied force, this is applied force, then friction develop will be equal and opposite. Now I'm increasing this to 2 Newton. If this is also not sufficient to break this bond, then again we can say friction increase, static friction increase, 2 Newton. So we can say static friction is self-adjusting and it happens when it is under impending motion. If no force is acting, now no force here also, no friction, 0. So remember, only when we exert a force, then only friction will develop, opposing. That is because of this intermolecular force. Now, if I keep on increasing to 3 Newton, then this also 3 Newton. So each time you have to check whether this joint is broken because we cannot find out when it is broken. So what we have to do, first I applied 1 Newton. Then if it's not moving, it's clear 1 Newton developed here. But we are not sure this joint broke or not. Then what you have to do, you do this experiment in the laboratory. You take a pen and just knock on that space, that floor, right? Tuck, tuck, just knock. When you're knocking, you're imparting a small impulse, a small force. If joint is broken, then what happened? This force will not increase further. Friction will not increase further. That is 1 Newton. But because the hit you gave, the object will set into motion. Even now, applied force and friction are same. Now you can see object travel with a constant velocity. Now, if this is not broken, it won't move. That means again chance of increasing the friction. So here I am increasing 2 Newton. Again knock. If it is not moving, that means again friction can go up. When I exerted 3 Newton, I knocked it. That time, suppose if it is broken, then you can see this object is moving. This friction is known as maximum value of static friction. Maximum value of static friction, MS, maximum value of static friction. Now, if you are increasing this to 4 Newton, friction will not increase. Instead, this object will have acceleration. That means 4 minus 3. Effective force is now 1 Newton. Now, force acting on the body is MA. That means 1 Newton you have to consider here. F is 1 Newton. M is what is the mass of the body. Say, for example, 1 kilo. You can calculate acceleration. Now, body will have acceleration. If you are giving 5 Newton, then this will be 2. The force will be 2. Then 2 by 1. If it is 6 Newton, then force will be 3. That means this stopped here increasing. This value is known as maximum value of static friction. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So that's why the wheels have less friction.
Which one?
So that's why the wheels have less friction.
Wheels. That's not the reason. That because it's circular. That will come to the other point. Now, once this come to maximum value, object will start moving. This time friction is reduced actually, because molecules. See, when one molecule come on another at rest only, there will be strong attraction. You can see 2 magnets you take, one north pole and south pole. If you're holding very close at rest, you can see strong attraction will come. But if you keep moving like this, they will attract, but they won't have that force because you keep it moving like this. Because of inertia, more than attraction, it will slip off. Same thing. When the molecule is at rest on over another, strong attraction will develop. But if it's moving one over another, that pull cannot hold it that stronger. That is the reason when you're pushing an object, initially it is difficult to start. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it reaching limiting friction, it will start moving. Once it start moving, these molecules are slipping over one another. Then you don't have to apply that force. Then it is easy for you. You can again come back to 2 and just keep pushing it to overcome kinetic friction. That friction is known as kinetic friction. So the force of attraction between the molecules when it is moving over one another is less than the force of attraction when they are resting on the other body. When they are resting one over another. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear. Right. So that friction, when it is moving one over another, that time friction is slightly less because the attraction will be less. This is called kinetic friction. So kinetic friction, independent of the speed, whether 100 kilometer your car is going, 200 kilometers going, it's immaterial. It's only depending on its weight. That part we are coming now. So first you understand what is static friction, then we'll go to kinetic friction. Clear? I know. I think it's time. Write static friction. You have written impending, this one, friction, right? Next line. Friction is caused due to strong intermolecular forces of the surface in contact. Friction is caused due to strong intermolecular forces of the surfaces in contact.
Close your mic, Rahis.
He's your mic.
What happened? Friction. Next heading, static friction. Static friction is developed between two solid layers. Static friction is developed between two solid layers when it is under impending motion. When it is under impending motion.
Is developed
Until
between.
you move, it's static friction. Static friction is impending motion bracket you can write force